Yes, fight fans, body and mind sports, my people. You are fully appreciated in this round, my guys. My people. Look, let's talk Alexander Usyk versus Daniel Dubois. The undisputed, the rematch. You know, it is for undisputed. Usyk is the unified champion in the heavyweight division. As for Daniel Dubois, he has the IBF championship, my guys, my people. It's scheduled for the 19th of July. Actually, making way for the Edgar Berlanga versus Hamza Sheeraz bout, which is actually scheduled for the 12th. The original date that they were targeting for Usyk versus Dubois, my guys, my people. Now that Sheeraz Berlanga fight card, Shakur Stevenson versus William Zepeda. Shakur will be defending his WBC strap in the lightweight division versus his WBC mandatory William Zepeda as well on that Sheeraz Berlanga fight card, my guys, my people. But look, boy, there's bad blood. There's bad blood on this Usyk Dubois fight. You know, I would say more on the side of Daniel Dubois. More on the side of Daniel Dubois. They've had their first face-off already, my guys, at the Wembley Stadium football pitch. They had their face-off. Dubois shoved Usyk. He shoved Usyk, my guys, my people. He put his hands on now the former undisputed, 2 times undisputed actually. Don't forget cruiserweight. He was undisputed at cruiserweight as well. So the man that took away his IBF title, not in the ring, my guys, my people. Usyk was stripped, of that title there. So the man who now has that IBF title shoves the former undisputed, my guys, my people. And Usyk, he reacted straight away with a feint. And Dubois, well, he reacted to the feint, not like, oh, I'm scared, but he stood up high and put up his hands like he was ready to go, boy. I'm telling you, Dubois is looking confident, very, very focused, but Usyk not flustered at all. You can just tell he feels like he's the superior fighter to Daniel Dubois, my guys, my people. Look, in that situation there where Dubois actually shoved Usyk, I wonder what would have happened if the security didn't actually jump in the middle. But I don't know why I'm even thinking that way. They would jump in the middle anyway, wouldn't they? But yeah, I don't know, I'm just curious. Well, look, yeah. Dubois, he talks about the controversial low blow from their first fight, my guys. And if he believes that an injustice was done to him in that situation, it was not a low blow, and he thought he deserved to win that fight. Simon Jordan does agree with him that it was not a low blow. This interview was actually on TalkSport. The two sat down with Simon Jordan. So Jordan agrees it wasn't a low blow, but Usyk, he does use some rather how can I say, deceptive persuasion. He tries to use some deceptive persuasion. He tries to show Simon Jordan a photo. He says basically he's trying to say that photo is a picture of what they called the legitimate shot, but the photo shows that it's a low blow. And look, yeah, Dubois jumped in straight away and said, look, that's not the same shot. That's not the same shot. And Simon Jordan, he wasn't bought over by what Usyk showed him. So yeah, listen, I'm not bought over. I believe it was a legal shot, my guys, my people. However, I do think that Usyk, had he not been given the extra time to recover, Usyk being the kind of fighter he is, he would have, the man believes in himself so much, he's willing to go through that pain barrier. I think he would find a way to pull himself up and say, look, let's go. Regardless, aside from that 5th round knockdown, Listen, Usyk dominated him in that fight. Let's just be clear. Not that he beat him up or anything, but mentally, he just overwhelmed Daniel Dubois too easily mentally and stopped him in the 9th round, my guys, with a jab. Let's think about that. Let's think about that. Look, my opinion is very, very out there, very clear that Daniel Dubois, for me, easily got overwhelmed in that fight, and you got beat fair and square. I mean, not totally fair and square, but I just believe that had Usyk not been given the extra time, he would have found a way to break that pain threshold anyway, and he would have got the win. And regardless, my guys, my people, and I think it is a legitimate win, my guys, my people. Regardless, Usyk, and I agree with him on this one, saying the past is in the past. That fight is in the past. I live in the present, my guys. And he believes he will win again come July the 19th, my guys, my people. Although he does consider that Daniel Dubois is a much better fighter now than before. However, he himself, he is twice better. And I believe him on that one. I agree with him 100%. Take into consideration when Usyk first arrived in the heavyweight division, my guys, my people, after clearing out the cruiserweight division and becoming undisputed, he stepped up to heavyweight, beat Chaz Weatherspoon, beat Derek Chisora, right? But then his hardest fights, he performed way better in his hardest fights. His 2 fights against Anthony Joshua took Anthony Joshua's unified titles, and then fought him again to retain it. Anthony Joshua, who had been a long reigning champion before losing to Andy Ruiz, my guys, my people. But then Anthony Joshua himself, he showed that he was still a great fighter, a great champion, because in his second face off with Ruiz, he just showed us that, look, he used totally the wrong game plan in that fight there, and he totally outboxed Andy Ruiz in the rematch, my guys, my people. So you can't take anything away from Usyk's wins over Anthony Joshua. Can't take anything away. He beat one of the best heavyweights, if not the best heavyweight at that time. At that time, my guys, my people. And then, of course, after he beat Daniel Dubois, he went on to beat Usyk, who everybody fought because he's 6'9" and so nimble on his feet, with great boxing skills, by the way, my guys. That people was just kind of just saying that a lot of people, by the way, and great fighters, some of them great, brilliant fighters, were saying that Tyson Fury is the best heavyweight in the history of the sport, comparing him to the likes of Muhammad Ali. Some people saying that he was better than Muhammad Ali, my guys, my people. And then Usyk went on to beat him first to become undisputed. Then the second time, easily, nearly took him out in the first fight. Nearly took him out in the first fight, my guys, my people. The second time, to retain his unified titles after, of course, he was stripped for not fighting his mandatory Daniel Dubois. When the IBF, with Usyk having the belt, I don't think it was even over a month. I think it was even less than a month. They ordered that he should fight Daniel Dubois, my guys, my people. And Usyk just wasn't ready to take on that fight there, my guys. And they stripped him. They stripped him of the titles, my guys, well, of the IBF title. And that is how Daniel Dubois went on to become champion after, of course, beating Filip Hrgović, my guys, my people. And then legitimized his championship by defeating Anthony Joshua. But look, like I said, Usyk, he does believe that Daniel Dubois is a better fighter now than before, and shows him a lot of respect. He says he respects all his opponents pre-Dubois and after Dubois as well, my guys, my people. But at the same time, he believes that, yes, he is twice better than he used to, and I agree with that 100%. As for Daniel Dubois, he shows Usyk much respect as well. You know, doesn't take away from him everything that he's achieved in the sport. However, he says Usyk has had his time. He has had his time, my guys, and it's time for the takeover. He's here to take over, my guys, my people. So the big question was that, anyway, before I get to that, what do you think of Daniel Dubois? Do you think he has it in him to take over? I wouldn't count him out of this one. I do believe his surge. He's been on a great surge. And he was a massive underdog in all of them. Gerald Big Baby Miller took him out in the 10th round, 10th and final round, my guys. After his heart was being questioned, following the Usyk fight, just as his heart was questioned following the Joe Joyce fight as well, my guys, my people, for being stopped. At a point that people thought that he possibly had more in him to carry on in the fight. I don't know if he did. His eye socket was broken in the Joe Joyce one, and his energy was totally sapped in the Usyk fight, my guys, my people. So I don't think that he possibly could. And if he carried on anyway, he would have got stopped. He would have got stopped, my guys, my people. Yeah, but you can't take away his surge. After that, I mentioned the Gerald Big Baby Miller fight. Then came Filip Hrgović, who was an underdog in that. Stopped Hrgović 7-8 rounds, right? Made Hrgović retire in his corner, busted up Hrgovic's eye. My guys, my people, a little bit of dirty boxing there, but you got to do whatever it takes. In this sport, if the referee doesn't call it, you win, my guys, my people. And then went on to beat Anthony Joshua, of course, to legitimize his IBF championship status, my guys, my people. So he has been on a brilliant run, and for that reason you can't discount him. He is very confident, very focused, and he believes he is going to win, my guys. But the talking point of this interview, when Usyk was asked, well, how are you going to feel fighting in front of possibly 90,000 fans at Wembley Stadium and everybody is against you? Everybody's not going to be against Usyk, and I'm glad Usyk realized that. He said he has a lot of love. He has a lot of lovers, lovers in the UK, and it's true. It's true. It might be that everybody might be cheering for Usyk. Might be just like when Usyk and Anthony Joshua fought in their second bout in Saudi. Everybody was cheering for Usyk, my guys, my people. Everybody wanted Usyk to win, my guys, my people. So it doesn't matter that it's the UK. Everybody could be cheering for him. You will never know. You will never know. But at the same time, Daniel Dubois does have a good, strong fan base in the UK too. I don't know really how big it is, but it is growing and growing fast. Regardless though, Usyk said even if there's 100,000 fans in there and they're all against him, he will understand, because he is in a way so, just like he has always been doing his entire career, my guys, collecting championship to championship in foreign lands, my guys. So even if there's 100,000 screaming fans all against him, he's not focused on that. He's just focused on himself, his team, and when that first bell rings, then he gets down to business, my guys, my people. That is all he's focused on. Daniel Dubois, well, he says he has a lot of pain, pent-up anger, and he's ready to dish it out and collect those belts from Usyk. What better place to do it than his hometown, London, right here, my guys, right here in London. It is going to be great. We've already had Eubank Jr. and Connor Benn right here, my guys. Looks like London is the city right now for the best boxing. Straight, my guys, my people. So Dubois wants to bring pain. He wants to bring pent-up anger, and he wants to dish it out. However, Usyk, on the other hand, happy as always. He says, I bring light. I'm going to bring light on the night. I'm going to bring happy. I'm going to bring win. And he raises his hands. He says, 3 times undisputed Usyk, my guys. That's what he says is going to be. But is it really going to be that easy this time around? I don't think so. I don't think so. If you were looking for the Joseph Parker fight, listen, versus Usyk, you should be glad that you're getting this one, because there's a lot on the line. It's not just titles. There's bad blood there. There is bad blood, and that, of course, works to make up a brilliant, brilliant firefight, and is going to be massive, my guys, my people. With that fight, now let me push that to the side. The mandatories, the WBO mandatory, Usyk's mandatory, that was ordered by the WBO for them to fight, and then the IBF, Derek Chisora, ordered for Daniel Dubois to fight. Looks like they've accepted the exemption request. Looks like it, my guys, my people, and they are stepping aside. That's what it seems like. Otherwise, would they be having a face-off? Would they? Looks like they have stepped aside, my guys, my people, and the coast is clear. Expect a massive, massive, another one for the history books come July the 19th, my guys, my people. Are you ready? Because I am. Let's get it, my guys, my people. And with that said, that's all I have for you on this one. Before you leave, do like, do share, subscribe, of course, drop your comments below, and as always, stay super, super blessed.